Day 3 of Chicago Bears minicamp is in the books, and quarterback Justin Fields had his best day of practice so far. What's going on, guys? I'm back with another Chicago Bears offseason update video, which I'll be doing all offseason long. So subscribe if you guys want my thoughts and my reactions on Chicago Bears news. We won't have too much to talk about after today because today was the final day of minicamp. But I still will be making a lot of videos on my channel talking about the upcoming season, talking about potential signings the Bears could still make because we still have about $30 million in cap space, which we do have to spend some of that because we're still below the required spending limit. Not limit, but the floor for the season this year. Now, we could spend some of that money by just extending some of our current players, but I still think some signings are coming for the Chicago Bears, namely an edge rusher, probably at some point, you would think, right? So be on the lookout for the Bears to still be making more moves in the coming days and weeks. But yeah, today was the final day of minicamp. They're going to be off now until the end of July when training camp begins. But according to all the reports today, guys, QB1 Justin Fields had his best day of practice by far. He looked really sharp in all the drills that they did today. It was mostly red zone drills, so mostly just doing stuff in the red zone, also some 11-on-11 work as well, but he looked very accurate and composed in every drill that they did today. Now, obviously, it is only practice, so always when I make these videos, people in the comments are like, why are you talking so much about practice? Who cares? You know, this stuff doesn't matter that much. And yes, I kind of agree with you guys. You know, practice does not mean that much in the grand scheme of things, but we're Bears fans. We still want to hear about what's happening with the team, so that's why I'm making these videos talking about what is happening in practice. But it still remains to be seen if it's going to translate on the NFL field when the games actually start. But let's get into the video, and obviously it's going to be very focused on Justin Fields because all the reports I had were mostly just on Justin Fields. So according to Zach Pearson, he said that overall it was a good day for Justin Fields out there. It looked really sharp in team drills, including red zone, where he had a couple of touchdowns. Nice throws to EQ, Tunyon, Komet, and in practice with a scramble touchdown to Dante Pettis. The wide receiver adjusted nicely and beat Kyler Gordon. Nicholas Moreano also went into more detail. He said the Bears did some red zone work and Justin Fields looked sharp. Fields started with the completion to Velus Jones Jr., then Fields connected with Equanimeous St. Brown in the middle of the end zone for a touchdown. Fields then completed passes to Khalil Herbert and Cole Kmet. He continues by saying in Fields' second attempt in team, he found Velus Jones Jr. for a short gain, then he threw a pass to Tyler Scott, but the rookie cannot hang on for the touchdown. That's unfortunate. Fields then connected with Robert Tunyon for a touchdown. Tunyon stuck his right hand out to make a good catch versus Elijah Hicks. Fields' last throw during his second attempt in team drills ended with an incomplete pass to Dante Pettis. It didn't look like Pettis was expecting the ball near the right sideline. Then he goes on to say in Fields' third attempt, he connected with Cole Kmet for a touchdown on a corner route. Eddie Jackson and Tarek Stevenson were in coverage. The two DBs talked to each other briefly after the play. Fields then threw a ball out of bounds. Good coverage by the defense. On his fourth attempt, then Jaquan Brisker almost had another interception in the middle of the end zone. Fields was targeting St. Brown on the play. Fields then found Pettis for a touchdown. After Fields extended the play to his right, Pettis made a great adjustment on the ball and turned on the right portion of the end zone. Kyler Gordon was in coverage, but could not close the distance fast enough on Pettis. With Fields on the move, he threw a high ball, and Pettis high-pointed the ball and got his feet in bounds for a touchdown. Then Joseph Hurf, he actually compiled the stats from minicamp. So, you know, usually you don't care about minicamp stats, practice stats, but I'll give it to you guys anyway. So he said, by my math, Fields was 12 out of 15. Incompletions were a drop by Tyler Scott, Dante Pettis not turning his head soon enough, and a great defensive play by Jaquan Brisker. So, man, that is a good, promising day of practice by Justin Fields. Again, it's only practice, so practice is not the game. We're talking about practice, not the real games, but it's encouraging to see that he's having a lot of success in these drills, even with Darnell Mooney and Chase Claypool's number 2 and number 3 receivers not there yet. So he's throwing in guys like Tyler Scott, the rookie, like Equanimeous St. Brown, like Velus Jones, like Dante Pettis, you know, guys that are not expected to start or even play that many snaps with the Bears next season unless injuries happen. So it looks like we saw a lot of improvisation, a lot of making something out of nothing, a lot of accurate balls from Justin Fields today because he was throwing in guys that are not as good as Darnell Mooney or Chase Claypool actually are. He did have DJ Moore though on the field, but I didn't see any reports about him connecting on a pass to DJ Moore, which is actually kind of surprising because every other day of practice they've been connecting non-stop. It's actually also nice to see him not only targeting DJ Moore and getting past that first read, because next season we want to see him spreading the ball out to multiple different guys, so he's not going to be locked in only on like a DJ Moore, even though DJ Moore is that good. So good to see him spreading the ball out and getting rid of the ball super quick. Matt Eberflus said that it was good. I thought it was nice. Justin went through his reads and progressions nicely in the red zone drill. So it's really encouraging to see this, you know, speeding up in the processes that he's doing at the line of scrimmage and speeding up getting rid of the ball too, because last year one of the biggest criticisms of him, which I think was a valid criticism, even though other factors did play into it, was that he did hang on to the ball way too long, many times, even when there was the opportunity to get rid of the ball or maybe dump it off to somebody in the flats. Honestly, the easy plays for Justin Fields have came the hardest for him. So that's one area where if he can get that fixed up, the release, the timing, and reading the field faster, he's going to be a damn good quarterback because he already makes the hard stuff look easy. So good to see him improving in that regard. He also talked about taking chances too. So he said that I think the biggest things we talked about in OTAs and minicamp was we're not game planning for our defense right now. If they get us, they get us, throw hot or throw peaks and stuff like that. So he is, throwing more balls in tight windows, trying to fit stuff in there that he maybe would not try in the real games, but he's trying to see what he can get away with right now. So when the games do start, he can know what he already can get away with. Next year he does have to improve making those tight window passes, making those anticipation passes that are going to be in very, very small windows, because at the NFL level, you do have to throw those passes, give your receivers chances if you want to be a successful quarterback in the NFL. So good to see him improving in all those regards. And finally, I do want to talk about his connection with DJ Moore. Obviously today he did not really connect with DJ Moore, but he did say in the post-game presser that the chemistry with Justin Fields, it did come quickly. His body language is easy to read. Early on, we communicated on how we wanted each route run. I really think that this connection, this duo, could be one of the best in football. Very, very fast if Justin Fields actually can take the next step up as a passer, because everything Justin Fields does well, DJ Moore complements that and then some. DJ Moore is a really good intermediate route runner, a good deep route runner too, a guy that can get yards after the catch. So Justin Fields having a great arm, having great accuracy down the field, this could be helping him out big time and actually putting up really good passing numbers. By the way, even though they're not going to be formally practicing with the team, Justin Fields is taking his wide receivers, his tight ends, and the running backs to Florida in July to throw with them and grow the chemistry off the field. He said, I'm excited for that. And man, that's the leadership that you need out of your QB1, okay? The willingness to go to other places, bring his teammates and still practice with them even when they don't have to. That's how you become a better quarterback, a better offense, by getting that practice time in even when maybe other guys aren't. So really cool to see Justin Fields taking that leadership role and bringing these guys with him to Florida to hopefully get better chemistry. So they're going to be even better when training camp begins and when the games actually start as well. That's enough talk about Justin Fields though. Let's briefly talk about a player on the defense, the rookie Tyreek Stevenson out of Miami. Matt Eberflus said that he sees Tyreek Stevenson fitting in well in his opportunity with the starting defense. We love where he is in terms of his length, his competitiveness, and we know he tackles. We know he likes to hit. I think he'll take even a step up more when we get the pads on. And I agree with that. Tyreek Stevenson is a guy that I think many Bears fans are projecting to start on the other side of Jalen Johnson, outside cornerback, because he projects there better than nickel. Kyler Gordon probably is going to be nickel now, our second round pick from last year. And that physicality is really, really huge, like Matt Eberflus talked about. We have a very scrappy and physical cornerback trio now in Jalen Johnson, Kyler Gordon, and Tyreek Stevenson, especially Tyreek Stevenson and Kyler Gordon. Kyler Gordon last year did tackle really, really well. Wasn't the best in coverage, but tackling ability was really, really good out of Kyler Gordon. He's a very physical guy, and so is Tyreek Stevenson. So opposing receivers now are going to have their hands full with trying to deal with these hard-hitting, instinctual, very, very scrappy types of cornerbacks, which can be pretty annoying to deal with. And if they can improve their abilities in coverage, which obviously is the most important part about playing cornerback, I'm very excited for the potential of the secondary. It definitely has one of the highest ceilings in the NFL if we can get these guys to playing as good as their ceiling suggests. And then finally, I do want to talk about, training camp, when that's going to be. So Zach Pearson said the Bears will announce their training camp schedule in the next day or two, per Matt Eberflus. So if you want to go to the training camp, guys, I would recommend getting tickets right away when they're available to get for the public, because I know it's free, but they have limited capacity. It's not like Bourbonnais, so they run out super, super quick. I think last year they ran out within a few hours of them being on the website. So if you want to get tickets, if you want to go there, have the chance to see the players close up, make your own tweets, make your own reports about these practices, get tickets right away, set an alarm probably for when they're going to be available, and get them immediately. Okay, don't put it off, because you're not going to have the chance otherwise to go to these practices if you don't get them right away. But I hope you guys enjoyed all my OT and minicamp update videos. We're not going to have too much to talk about after this until training camp begins, but we still may be getting a few signings like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, maybe some edge rusher signings or maybe some backup signings. So be on the lookout for videos covering those topics and other speculation topics about the Bears. Let me know down below, what topics you want to see me covering in future weeks. But I hope you guys have a good day, a good rest of your week, and As always, bear down.